my name is Zoe. I'm the Tipsy Psychic, and I'm filming this video right after I filmed the other ones. I am still sunburned, but hopefully it'll get better soon. Today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Gemini Cancer Cusp and a Gemini Cancer Cusp. We're on to the Gemini Cancer Cuspers now. This is full of electricity, not really. You share a very gentle bond. Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, feeling discontent is a huge part of this relationship. You both are very alike, and you might feel at times like you're too similar. There is a huge private side to this couple. Intimacy is very, very necessary. Believe it or not, chaos may be very essential to the success of this relationship. Just because everything seems calm doesn't mean that chaos isn't gonna come in and fuck things up. Because they are so like you in so many ways, it may feel a little iffy to build a commitment with them, like to establish that. And at times it may feel like things are just not going to last, especially if you have that feeling of they are really similar to you. You both connect on a spiritual plane. There is a lot of passion. There is a strong karmic nature to this relationship. It's important to give each other some space. It may not seem like something that comes naturally, but you need to make sure that you're giving each other some privacy, giving each other some time to yourselves. It can be a hit or miss when you meet them. You might really enjoy being around them, and you might really enjoy your encounter with them, but would you go the extra mile for them? I don't know. But when you do choose each other and you do decide to be there for each other, you love each other deeply. There's so much compassion to your love life with them. It's really hard to compare your relationship to other relationships in the Zodiac when it comes to like how much you feel for each other. You feel so deeply, but you need to be very careful about not suffocating each other. Try to take a step back, make sure that you're giving them breathing room and that they're giving you breathing room. It goes both ways. You get so used to being with each other that you forget to give each other space. You need some air. You need a little stability and a lot of compassion in your relationship. And when it comes to friendships, with a Gemini Cancer Cusp, you're going to feel like there are some gaps, especially when it's not a love affair or a lovey-dovey relationship. It doesn't mean that you can't be friends though. When you share a life together, you both have your own zone and you establish a place of harmony, and it's wonderful as long as no one fucks with it. Try to encourage them to do their own thing. Make sure that you're both being very independent. You would love how connected they are and how complex they are. When it comes to your moods, like you get how you both work. You're both in the same sign area, same cusp, and you understand the mood swings. You get it. You can relate. You understand each other's impulses. Just when everything is like calm and quiet, then the rest of your life walks in and just shakes things up. Whether that's a person or people or just events in your life or some kind of moment that just comes in and just messes with that vibe that you have going on. And it makes it really hard to maintain your environment. And that feeling of having a home, that feeling of satisfaction. Because there are people who aren't understanding, like they aren't as compassionate and they don't get what you both have and how important that balance is. And they're gonna fuck with your vibe and it messes with your relationship. What you may find is that when you're with each other, it will be very hard to achieve your dreams. It will feel very hard to be driven, like when it comes to your career and your success. because you might even feel like your relationship is just not helping with it. It might feel stuck, like almost like your relationship is procrastination for your life. And this drive, this need to move forward, it's something that you are really going to want. And so, yeah, this harmony might be nice, this feeling of balance, but if you feel like it's stopping you from growing your career, if you feel like you're not really getting anywhere, or you feel like you lack that motivation because of your relationship, that's an issue. You need to shake things up. You may feel like they don't always have your back. And even if they mean well, even if they seem understanding, they may not be there for you when you really need them to be. Or you just might feel like they're not there for you. If you decide to have kids together, then your kids would probably be very dramatic, very extroverted. They would definitely make an impression, which is very different from your relationship because you're all about peace and quiet, and they will definitely shake things up. They'll add a very vibrant energy to your household. Your kids will really dominate that energy. It's really important to surround yourself with people who motivate you and inspire you. And when it comes down to being successful and getting places, furthering your dreams, your career, you might feel like dating a Gemini, Cancer, Cusp like yourself would only make things feel more slow. Even as friends, it might feel like you're kind of in limbo. This is a very wholesome match. It would make you feel complete when you're together, like they sort of complete you. You often are twin flames, and even though your kids would have a very different vibe, they would know how to tone things down and kind of keep things under control at home. They might tackle the world in a very different way and have a very different vibrant energy. But you know, it really depends on their natal chart too, what sign they are, to really get a good idea about how they would turn out. So that's just kind of like very vague, and I wouldn't really go off of that necessarily, but that's just something that like usually happens. It's usually how it happens when you're both parents together. That's how your kids end up being. But my advice is, if you really want to get into that, is to really look at their natal charts. It might be really easy to just be yourselves. It might be really easy to just be by yourselves and lose touch with the rest of the world around you and the people in your life. You don't have to have a lot of friends in this relationship. You are your own friends. Like, you spend a lot of time with each other in your own sanctuary, and you don't mind hanging out with people. Like, sometimes you'll have people over, you'll have gatherings at your place. Like, you like to maybe host dinner parties once in a while, but you're not really the kind of couple that will go out and hang out with people all the time. Like, it's usually like very sort of like, you like to be the ones that bring people into your own sanctuary, and temporarily, like, you like spending time with each other. And others may see your relationship as antisocial. You don't need to have all these energies around you. You don't need to have all these people in your life, in your relationship. You might also be saying, oh, we should really hang out with this person, or we should invite them over, but you actually like never get around to it, even if you kind of want to. You might feel like you both process your emotions at very different paces. Depending on what it is, one of you might just get over it really quick, and then the other one might take longer, and that might frustrate the both of you, and you take turns with that. Like, you could still be stuck on something and they've already gotten over it, or vice versa. And you think, because you're the same sign, that you just process things at the same time and stuff, but it doesn't work that way with you. That just doesn't align when your energies are together. You're very caring and loving as parents, and your kids would really grow up in a household that really sees to their needs. You just get each other, and even though you both go through your mood swings and your ups and downs, and you both have a very unpredictable vibe, you just get it. You can drive each other crazy, don't get me wrong, but it usually doesn't last long. When you're both losing your mind, you need to be able to take a step back and give each other some space. You must make sure that you're able to let go of any underlying resentment. You don't want to let things fester. If you're going through a disagreement and you feel like everything's resolved on the outside, but you actually still have, you know, feelings about it, or you harbor some negativity, you don't want that. Like, that is just gonna turn into something that, you know, you just don't want for your relationship. And just when you think like, okay, we've stopped talking about it, we can move on, that might explode. So you definitely need to pay attention to that. That's my advice. If you were born on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, and you have dated another Gemini Cancer cusper, then please, please, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos. I make a lot of Zodiac videos now, so make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for watching.